Today we're going to be playing a deck that I like to call Undead Legends. Now, this deck is named that for a very specific reason, and we're going to find out just why in just a moment. But it is an ORZHOV Sacrifice list built around a card called ORZHOV of Urborg. Now, if you guys don't know, this is a legendary zombie that says when all of our other legendary creatures die, they can come back as tokens of themselves, except they're not legendary anymore and they are now zombies, which opens the door for some extra legendaries being played at the same exact time, which is really cool. And we have some great legendary cards that work well with Sacrifice. We have Braids, we have Henrika. Both of these things are going to be sacrificing our own permanents for added value and hopefully making our opponent's lives a little bit tough to manage, you know what I mean? And also we have Lisa in the deck. Lisa is going to be working in the same sort of fashion where when our things die, they're actually going to be coming back to our hands to be replayed again and again. So there's this never-ending turning out of legendary cards that are very powerful, and it's going to be very hard for the opponent to deal with. We've got some really fun things in here too, like Kaya, where hopefully we're going to be creating tokens of these legendaries. Why not try to double them, you know what I mean? But it's a really fun deck. I hope that kind of makes sense. It's a little hard to explain, but we're going to jump right into the games. And if you guys want, there'll be a full deck breakdown at the end of today's video as always. And in the meantime, there's a link in the description below for the full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, it helps out a lot and I would greatly appreciate it. With that being said though, guys, enjoy today's games. They're a lot of fun. We'll see you at the end. Peace. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing some ORZHOV. I haven't said that in a while. Been dying to play some ORZHOV, man. This deck should be a lot of fun. It focuses on legendaries because we got a card, something Urborg. The card is really sweet, man. It allows all of our legendaries when they die to come back as tokens, and so that opens the door for a lot of really unique nonsense. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today, man. Unique nonsense. And the opening hand here it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think we could be better, but you know what? Having a Rite of Oblivion is always, decent. All right, another really expensive card. Don't know if we want that this early. We do want it. It's just I don't know if we want it this early. Opponent drops a Reckoner Raid on us. More mana. I guess we do technically need more mana soon, but I like the Braids too. This card is really cool. I have yet to try it yet, but it is a little bit situational. We do kind of need we need something to sacrifice in order to see full value out of it. So hopefully we can get something down here pretty soon. Opponent gets that Graveyard Trespasser down. Now we're going to be starting to take a little bit of a beating here, but I do get the Urborg down, which is a good body, but not enough to block either one of these because this has Menace. It does have Ward 2 though, so it does a pretty good job of protecting itself. Second Trespasser, that's fine. No attacks from the opponent. Wow, they're gonna open the door for me here. This is actually huge. They really screwed up by not attacking there because they actually had me in a bit of a corner, and now we're gonna hopefully start taking off here. This is good stuff, man. This is good stuff. Another Trespasser. Wow. Okay, they're going Trespasser heavy here. No attacks again. The opponent is a little bit gun shy here. A little gun shy. We're gonna go here, and I am gonna go here. Let the games begin, ladies and gentlemen. Let the games begin. We drop the we drop the Shieldred. We get a token of the Shieldred, and also the Shieldred is gonna come back to our hand here. Oh, this is gonna be disgusting. This is gonna be disgusting. All right, Shieldred goes off. Imagine what's worse than Shieldred. 2 Shieldreds. This is gonna get crazy. This is gonna get crazy. Oh, they do get to take our card from the graveyard, which makes total sense. But I do get another Shieldred down here. So busted, man. Here we go. Oh yeah, we're having fun now. We're playing Magic, ladies and gentlemen. We're playing Magic. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's start it off on level 1 here. This is the first time I'm actually playing this card. We're going to do the exact same thing we just did last turn. Make them discard a card. We get another Shieldred token. We go over the top again. Bang! Right to the face. 4 life. This goes back to my hand. Now they're taking 2 damage per card. Oh my goodness. Let's go, man. Holy cow. That went absolutely buttery smooth. Buttery smooth. Man, I couldn't have asked for a better way to kick off that video. Again, we would have been in a bit of a tricky situation there had they started attacking into us a little bit earlier. I mean, at all, really. But I still think we win that game. Very similar fashion. We end it with a little bit less life total than what we had there. Opening hand here seems pretty good. Gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Man. Allergies are the worst. Uh-oh, it's mono blue. That's not good. It could be mono blue. I would imagine it's mono blue. This person's about to hit mythic. Mono blue's kind of everywhere right now. I've got to imagine that's what this is. Yeah, shoot. We're in trouble here because we don't start till turn 3, which opens the door for our opponent here to collect all the counter spells. You know what I mean? Hopefully this sticks, but I highly doubt it. Here comes a make disappear. The good news is we're running a bunch of creatures, right? So we do avoid their negates, right? Which does eliminate one of their counter spells, which is fantastic. And then if we can just get the Urborg down, we're in good shape because it has ward. We have 2 of them, so I'd rather this get countered than the Adeline here because I'd rather have, you know, 1 of each. Another make disappear, or is it a syncopate? Syncopate. All right, syncopate, make disappear. They do have 8 total of those 2 cards, and now that they have 3 mana, that opens up their straight up counter spell that they may have. Let's go ahead and get this in because we do avoid make disappear with this, so that eliminates 1 more threat. So syncopate, or there's another one that's a 3 mana counter spell. This actually resolves, which is fantastic, which means it's probably going to get bounced right back to our hand here. No bounce there on the end step. Wow, okay. I like this. I like this. Get this in here. If we can get a Rite of Oblivion off, that would be fantastic. But I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. I mean, you know what though? If they counter this, that does leave this wide open, so. All right, let's get this in there. They're gonna block the 1/1, I would imagine. Fading Hope. Okay, they leave me the 1/1. Again, I gotta imagine they're probably gonna just block it, but they don't block it. Oh my goodness. Huge mistake on our opponent's end there. They should have blocked it. I had no good sacrificial tools there. I didn't want to get rid of the Urborg, so wow, they say good game. I think they're really upset about, you know, their own misplay there. They probably would have beat us there. That deck, mono blue right now, if I had to say, it's probably the best deck in the meta at the moment, as far as meta goes. They have everything. They have everything that, as far as the matchup with us, they have everything to beat us. They have Fading Hopes to continuously bounce us, make disappear, syncopates. They got everything to stop us from doing what we want to do. So the fact that they missed that 1/1 there and leaving the door open for the Rite of Oblivion tapped out, we really lucked out there. Could you tell I was excited about that? Holy. Oh, mono blue, man. Hate playing against it. I did try it out myself a little bit to grind a bit, and it's just a C, man, and that thing is ridiculously powerful. Opening hand here is a little weak. I do need a white source in order to get Adeline out on turn 3, and I'd feel a lot better about it. We'll see. Urborg in hand. Archangel in hand. We've got a lot of really good things here, man. Thalia doesn't actually play against us too bad. We have plenty of creatures, so Thalia not that scary. If I get a white source off the top here, I'm going to be in really, really good shape, and I'll be really happy because if I can get Adeline down on curve here, man, it's a good blocker against Thalia. I wonder if this is straight mono white. Oh, we get the white source. Hallelujah. 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 Got it, man. Let's go.
Wow, dude.
I did all this singing and felt all good about myself, and you had to hit me with the Brutal Cathar. But of course. Okay, Brutal Cathar. You've already upset me. You've grinded my gears. All right, let's get the Shieldred down here. Got to gain some life. Got to do some stuff. Also, Rite of Oblivion off the top feels fantastic. Really hope they don't have a second Brutal Cathar here. You never know, though. They typically have it. That's good. We'll take that. I'm just glad that they can't spam that sort of effect anymore here with like the Apparition and Brutal Cathar and doing all this nonsense. No good attacks here. Nice. Nice. Gaining life. We love to see it. You love to see it. Also, you love to see that. GG's. I've got to imagine that's got to be game. Once we get the Urborg in with any other legendary, we're in good shape. And then on top of that, we have an Henrika, which we can sack our stuff here with. And not to mention the Archangel. I mean, come on. This is just juicy, man. Juicy. I know this gives vigilance. Does it also give a ward too? Zombies can try vigilance whenever a legendary. No, it doesn't, huh? Okay. Another Brutal Cathar. Ouch. Okay. That's annoying. That is in fact annoying. Okay. Ooh, that is something. I am gonna get down the Archangel first here, and we're gonna have some fun with the Kaya. I think that'll be a good time. No attacks. No attacks. Yeah, I think they transform. Okay, not ideal. Okay. I want the double Shieldred tokens though, so maybe we hang on to that. Yeah, we're gonna attack here first. Going to attack. Now keep in mind that these Brutal Cathars will transform if we cast 2 spells this turn. Sack this. We're gonna pay it. Rite of Oblivion. Do you have something for this? They have something at instant speed here. It's got to be another like Boon of Safety type of an effect. There's no way it's anything good for this situation. So we do get back, like I said, we do get back the Archangel, which is fantastic. Brutal Cathar down. We get the Shieldred back. Love that. End our turn. We're not playing a second spell, even though we could, and that's because we don't want this to transform and just take the Shieldred again. We do win the game. Would have absolutely loved to keep going there to try to show you guys some really fun stuff. We were gonna hopefully get down the Kaya and then just start going crazy with the extra tokens and stuff. That would have been really fun, but I guess another day, huh? All right. I mean, a win's a win. It just would have felt better if we could have played around there a little more, showcased the deck a bit, but we'll take it. I like the way it's feeling so far. I mean, it's winning games. We're moving up the ranks, so I'm very, very happy. I wonder how long we can go though without losing. It's gonna be tricky. 3. Okay, this is actually not terrible. We have the Braids, which I'm super hyped about to play with this deck as well. Need double black obviously for pretty much everything. So if we can get a swamp off the top, that would be ideal. There we go. Love it. We do, just in case anyone's ever wondering, my thought process. I always run 25 lands minimum. I don't trust Arena on their 24 land recommendations. I always get mana screwed. So 25 lands for me. And it seems to work out usually for me. All right, Braids. Braids dies to a lot of things, but we got to try it, I think. I don't think there's a reason we don't play it here. Do we sacrifice anything, though? Probably not. Probably not. Which is a bit of a bummer, but I do need that 4th land drop, so I'm going to let this slide for now. Path to Peril is going to be pretty good against this opponent, though. We're getting a lot of mono white matchups, apparently. Apparently, that's the algorithm for this deck. Decline. This is a pretty cool card, though, man. I do want to try this card out. Pretty bad. Actually, you know what? We might do that next video. We might try that card out next video. There's some Boros stuff I want to explore. All right, nothing from the opponent there. Dude, I swear, dude, if my left nostril doesn't stop leaking like a faucet, I'll punch myself in the face. Don't make me do it. All right, this thing does what now? Other soldiers you control get a 1/1, and you can exile from the graveyard to give a 1/1 to each soldier you control. So they're going to be a lot of soldiers happening here, huh? Okay. They do attack. They don't have the ability to enlist that thing, so they're going to give me, 3 damage here. No big deal. What? It's this is a 2-drop. Okay, so they're actually open for a pretty good Path to Peril here, to be honest. We might just pull the trigger on that now, or we can just have some fun. We can always Path to Peril later. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. All right, now hear me out here. I could sack my own braids here, and a lot of people are probably going to want me to do that, but I'm not going to, believe it or not. And the reason I'm not going to sack my own braids here to get another copy of the braids is because I am going to Path to Peril next turn, and I don't want to lose the token. So we're going to just attack in here, and we're probably just going to sacrifice a land and force them to let me get a card draw here, because we only need 4 lands here to really be productive. So I have my 4th land drop. Getting a little aggressive with the braids here. Another land. Okay. Not what we really wanted to see, but it's good enough, I guess. Keep the hand full here. Kind of cool sleeves. Come on, 2 more 2-drops. That would be absolute nuts for us here. It is another 2-drop. Look at that. One more? You got one more in you? Come on, I know you do. I know you got it in there. Come on. Put it down. Put it down.
Put it down.
Okay, they're not going to play another card here. Bummer. Bummer, man. We could have got, a lot of value off this Path to Peril, but we're still going to get a lot of value. Obviously, a 3 for 1 is always good, but they're holding on to another 2-drop, which is why there's such a stall there on the priority. I wouldn't be able to tell. I can't tell if they know I have the Path to Peril and they're playing around it or what, but they did a good job of playing around it. So well done, I guess. They're going to tap and make that indestructible. That's fine. Ooh, they run specialists. So there's going to be a lot of 2-drops then. Interesting. We'll attack him with both here. Shieldred's going to gain us a lot of life and get us back into this game as well. So something to look forward to. They have a kill spell maybe, but if they do, all they can do is kill braids. If it's like an absence, all they can do is kill braids. Yep, braids comes right back though, and we wreak havoc with that. So love it. We have so much mana to work with here too, so I could just sack another land here. That'd be fine. Do you want to sacrifice a land? Probably not, I would imagine. Us losing 2 life though isn't ideal, but never mind, they lose 2 life. I don't know why I thought for a second there I lose 2 life. Not enough sleep, guys. All right, they got 3/4 mana available to them, so if they play another land here, they can actually Valiant Veteran, but no, they go for the adversary instead. They look to attack. I'm imagining that's going to be the case. I could block. I am going to go with Path to Peril next turn. So actually, yeah, I will make a block here with the braids. Not a big deal. Or do I really want to go Path to Peril, or do I want to go with the Shieldred? It's actually a tough decision. Maybe I go Shieldred here. Yeah, I'm going to go Shieldred actually. Shieldred is a fine play next turn. It does gain me life and get me back into this game slowly, so it's not a bad top deck either. But I am gonna go Shieldred first. It's a 4/5 body that blocks really, really well, and we're not going to get aggressive. We're not going to get aggressive. We're going to use the braids here to sacrifice the clue token. Actually, They have no choice but to let me draw a card. They take some damage. And then we also get a Henrika, which is great. Gain some life. Love that. Love that. All right, they're down to 6. I mean, we're pinging them to death just with the braids alone. And now that Shieldred's on the field, they're going to be in a lot of trouble here, man. They're going to have to swing in with that 4-2 to gain some life. This is a much more interesting mono white deck, that's for sure. Another adversary. That's so good, though. That's so good. I can afford, though, to block here with this Shieldred. I think I'm going to give them the 5 life gain, believe it or not. I want to force this last card out of their hand. Or is that the move? I don't think that's the move. I don't know. I don't know what the move is here, to be honest. I'm going to go with the Shieldred block, though. We get another token. Henrika is available, but I don't really want to minus. I'm sorry, I don't really want to sack anything on the field because, you know, we don't want to lose them permanently. Actually, I could just sacrifice my own Henrika, can't I? That's an interesting little combo I didn't think about until just now. All right, we get another Henrika. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then it has, you know, flying still too, which is fantastic. But the stats will change to a 2-2 as opposed to it's 1-3. And we, oh wow, they actually sacrificed their guardian, which is the okay. No attacks. Let them just bleed out here. Yeah, we'll sack you. All right. They don't want to sacrifice the land, I would imagine. Or they do. Who knows? I am going to gain life, though, if I draw a card here. Wow. They let me have it. They let me have it. Okay. Man, there's so many interesting combos that I'm figuring out as we go with this deck, because I didn't get a whole lot of playtesting done with it. So I'm actually interested to see if I drop another Urborg here and choose this new one. If this one dies, if we get back another Urborg, that would be really cool. I believe we do, though. I don't see why we wouldn't. But I think actually I'm gonna go with the Adeline. Get some more bodies going here. Let's draw a card. That's not a bad find. Not a bad find at all. We can go over the top, right? Yep, we sure can. We create the 1-1. The 1-1 dies, though. Oh, I guess they're going to gain 4 life off of that, though. Bit of a bummer. Didn't think that one through all the way, but so be it. But they block with the 2-2. Okay, we get lucky there. We definitely get lucky there. Let's go with the land. Let's go with the land. All right, they take the damage again, and then they take damage from drawing a card. I played this game absolutely abhorrently. I could have sacked that land as opposed to the on-tap land, but we didn't have any plays anyway, so I didn't really care. I didn't really put too much thought into it. I also shouldn't have attacked in there because of the 1-1 being generated. That could have gave them 4 life. I've learned a lot from this game, obviously making a couple of errors here and there. Again, not a ton of practice with this deck yet, so got to kind of bear with me on that, but other than that, man, we had a really good game and kind of dominated, to be honest. 5-4 here. We do have to kill this. Which one am I least caring for here? Probably the braids. And then we'll block here. Yeah, I think that's fine. Gotta depump the squad here, making that into a 2-2. All right, we're chilling. We are chilling. Let's go, man. Look how many cards we have in hand here. Again, we played that horribly and we still won the game. No need to let me know about my misplays. I'm well aware of them, and especially I learn as I go, man. We're trying to play new decks every day. It does happen, but I still had a lot of fun. I thought that game was pretty cool, to be honest. So I hope you guys are enjoying today's video, man. This card is wild. It's again, we're kind of learning a lot of nuances about what it can do as we go. There's things I haven't tried yet, like replaying it, you know, its own copy of itself. I'd love to see that in action. Obviously, being able to, you know, legendary rule it out, it should be able to then create another token of itself. But I mean, even if it doesn't matter. This thing has been really cool for us, man, and it plays extremely well with things like braids. We've had some fun with that, man. Opening hand here is pretty good. We just need another white source for Adeline, but even that, it doesn't necessarily need to come down on curve here. We have plenty of mana to play out the braids and then also the Urborg, so should have some fun from that point on. Bank Buster, all right. Wouldn't mind seeing Rite of Oblivion. Take care of that. Dimir though scares me because it tells me maybe control, maybe counter spells. I feel like counter spells would be kind of a tough one for us just because we have a bit of a higher curve, and so if our things get countered, it'd be pretty easy for them to tempo us out. Do we sack anything here? I think we just decline this for now. I can't believe we got a Junji out the top too. That's going to be so good, so good. We haven't seen the braids enchantment again. I want to grab that again. There's, you know, a couple of those in there. Also Kaya, we really want to try to get Kaya down here. I think that'd be so much fun. It's a little bit of overkill, I have a feeling, but still very cool idea, I think, with the Urborg. I appreciate someone telling me they're thinking as opposed to just kind of hanging out. I use the thinking button a lot too, because you don't want to waste people's time when you're like, make them think that you know, you're just AFK roping them. It's nice of them to let you know, like, hey, just thinking, man. All right, auto pay, gonna take 1 damage here, 1, and then we can attack in with the braids. Now the braids, we can sack the braids, which then could force them into sacking their underdog, which might be the case because, you know, it does have blitz that it can come back with that mechanic. So they might do it. Okay, then let me take the card. Very nice. I get the braids back. Next, we have Junji coming down, which we will sacrifice as well, forcing our opponent to make a discard. God, that'd be so good, man. Cut down. Ugh. Okay, well, I need to play out another braids now. That's unfortunate. Looks like they might have another kill spell. I mean, they've got 4 mana still open here. They handled that very efficiently with a cut down. Cut down is such a busted card. It doesn't actually hit our 3/3 braids either. We kind of let them do that by making it smaller. Bummer. All right, they're looking to put some pressure on us here. Fair enough. Junji should be able to slow the bleeding here a little bit. They do have something for 2. It's kind of wild. What could that be? Hopefully not a counter spell. If I walk this into a counter spell, I'm gonna be really upset. Yeah, I don't think so. They just haven't screamed counters yet. I mean, it does seem like obviously removal maybe, but I mean, with all the things I'm seeing here, I don't think we're gonna see a whole lot of countering going on. We'll see. But they have a really big problem ahead of them here, because the Junji's a real big problem, right? And you can't ignore it. But if you remove it, you're gonna give me another Junji, which is then gonna make you do something very much something you don't want to do, which is, you know, discard or allow me to get back up braids. There's so many things I could do here. Liliana, they're definitely gonna minus, right? I would imagine.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick.
They do. Wow. Okay. Junji's down, and I'll make him discard. Gonna make them discard. Now I could block the Tenacious Underdog as well, but I don't think I want to. I think I want to leave the Junji alive to go kill the Liliana, because it's only got 1 loyalty now. So I don't think I want to make any blocks here on the Tenacious Underdog. And I don't think they're going to attack either, because if I do block, they have to discard 2 more cards, which not ideal for them, but they don't seem to care. I think they see the same thing I see, which is I really got to deal with the Liliana. So no blocks here. We'll take the 3. More land is not bad. Nice. We can double down on Braids and Adeline. Love that. Love that. Gonna take 2 damage here, though. Got to keep that in mind. Those pain lands really doing it to me here. Okay, we're going to attack in here. Attack in here. Get a 1/1. The 1/1 is going to also go face. We got a really healthy board state here now. Trying to figure out though what I want to sacrifice here. Could just sacrifice these 1/1s that I'm creating. It's not necessarily a bad plan. Not a bad plan. They'll probably sacrifice their 1/1 as well. There's really nothing, you know, stopping them from doing so. They don't want me to draw a card, I would imagine. So, plus they don't want to take 2 damage. All right. I feel like we're getting a little better with the deck. We're figuring it out. Because right there, normally I'm like, oh, we'll get the legendary out of the way because we get it back. But really, I think we hang on to the legendaries here just because if they do have, you know, let's say a kill spell here, we can, you know, we can get it back that way instead of jumping the gun. All right, they're gonna kill the Urborg. They finally see who's the real menace out here, and it definitely is the Urborg. I have another one though, so they're gonna be pretty sad. Cut down. Oh, not what I would have done there, my friend. Let me see what's in the graveyard here. Just another one of those, or nothing. Okay, so then discard it is. Discard it is. They can't really afford to attack into us here. They only have 1 mana, so they can't bring this down. I'm sorry, they can't draw a card with this. But they bring down the Bank Buster to deal 4 here. They open themselves up though for a return shot for lethal, so that'll be a GG's, unfortunately for them. Another good game though, man. I can't believe how well we're rolling through with this deck right now. Crazy. We've absolutely had such fantastic games so far. I'm really, really shocked at how well this thing is performing. Obviously, the mono blue deck that we played against, it definitely should have maybe gone the other way. Aside from that, everything's felt pretty smooth, even with the, you know, the misplays I've had. Opening hand here is pretty good just because we have the Path to Peril. My apologies. I keep muting myself because I'm trying to clear my throat and just brutal allergies right now, but hopefully they'll get better, man. All right, nothing for us until turn 3 at least, but the opponent's on mono black. Looks like Path to Peril is going to be pretty irrelevant, I gotta imagine. What does it say? Whenever it dies, create a 2/2 zombie. Got it. Okay. No need to Path to Peril that then. We'll just keep taking the 1 for now. Seems like a better deal than the than a zombie, so. I do have Henrika coming out next turn too, which is pretty awesome. Reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. They discard. Wow. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. Kind of shocked they didn't take the Henrika there though. Another Path to Peril, of course, because it's not a good card for me right now, so you're going to give me another one. Let's draw a card here. We do need a white source. I would love to get the AO in here if possible. Let's draw a card. Come on, white source. Let's go! Dude, we've been really lucky when we need a very specific color to come off the top. It's been happening a lot for us these last couple of, you know, I would say couple of days. I've been streaming, I mean, I've been recording all these videos this week on one day, but for you guys, it's been a couple of days. But yeah, we've been getting really lucky. I've been calling for the specific land colors, and we've been getting them. But this deck is obviously only a 2-color deck though, so it's pretty easy to get the mana that you need. All right, opponent, what do we got for turn 4 here? Are we going to see a Liliana come down? Because that would be a little bit of a bummer, to be honest. But I do have the AO coming in next turn, which is great. If it dies, we get another permanent, right? Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put any number of on-land permanent cards with total mana value 4 or less from among them onto the battlefield. And then we also get to put 1/1 counters, 2 of them, onto permanents you control. On each permanent you control, that's a creature or vehicle. That's fantastic. Not a lot of times have I ever played AO. This actually might be the second time I've ever played this card, which is kind of crazy because it's a really cool card. Does a lot of the things that I like in Magic, as far as like, you know, when it dies, it does something. I love those types of cards. But yeah, we've never really gotten around to playing it. Another Path to Peril. We got to get a soundboard bite of another one on the board. That would be too good. Cut down on the... Oh, gosh darn it. They would have done that regardless had I just skipped to my attack step right away. They would have done that regardless. But I probably could have skipped right over and put at least, you know, sacrifice on the stack. But I wouldn't have known that they had the cut down. So I would have transformed it, which in response, they would have cut down anyway. So a little bit of a learning process there. But still, same result would have happened regardless of the situation. And a Junji on top of it. Wow, that's really good. What do we do? I think I am gonna go Junji here. I can double block all day here. This has vigilance. Let's get in there, baby. Let's go. Yeah, we double block the shakedown heavy all day. Yeah, I think we're just too far ahead of this opponent here. We should be able to close this one out, I think, pretty easily. We double block here. We can get back Henrika or the Lisa. Yeah, I think I get back my Angel here. I think that's the call. I had a feeling they were gonna block the Junji first. I don't know why, I just did. But we are gonna get back our Archangel. Now, when our AO dies, we get it back again to our hand, which is so busted, so beyond busted. Not a lot of great ways to remove it if you're running cut downs and meat hooks. It's got a high value of toughness. Oh baby, let's go. That is what I'm talking about. GG's, my guy. All right, we're gonna double block, obviously. What do I do here though? Do I double block with the Archangel? It doesn't matter, they scoop. Yeah, they were way too far behind in that one. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to double block there though, because I would be curious to know how these triggers would happen here, because we double block here, we'd obviously be able to create a token of Lisa and get this back to our hand, creating a token of this. That would probably be the best way to go about it. But if I blocked here and here, I still would get the token, and then I think I'd get this back to my hand as well as this. But I don't know about the token. I would imagine I'd get the token because it did die. I think the way that the stack works, but anyways, we don't have to find out, so that's good. That will conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. We are going to jump now into the deck breakdown, but before I do so, I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's made it this far. I do appreciate that so very much. It helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm when you stay this long, and I got to give my appreciation and thanks at the end of every video to you guys for being awesome and hanging out with me. But let's dive in and talk about today's list, man. So, of course, Radadrobic, a very cool card, actually was brought to my attention by Country Fried, one of my mods here on the channel, also a member of It Resolves channel. Very cool card. I must say, I'm kind of sad I didn't see this myself right away. It was so cool when I read it. I'm like, man, that opens the door for some serious shenanigans. The build around, though, was actually tougher than I thought. It was more narrow than I thought. I thought this opened the door for a couple of variety, different decks that I could do, like maybe 2 or 3 off of it. But really, the window got smaller and smaller the more I played it, because I'm like, man, how can we take advantage of this and be silly with this, with also being competitive? And that's where it was tricky. But obviously, when I saw this card, I knew I had to have braids, right? We had to have braids in this deck. This works so well with this card. It's not even funny, because we can sacrifice our own things, obviously creating tokens of those things. And you know, our opponent's gonna have to make bad sacrifices or allow us to draw cards all day, which is fantastic. And then obviously Henrika, that, you know, obviously big bell went off my head for her as well. She's fantastic as well, because you can also sacrifice on this card, and it does a lot of other things like draws cards, flips over for some value. This card is really, really sweet, man, and works really, really well with Radadrobic. Now Lisa, I was like, okay, now we're talking. Now we've got this extra cycling card where when our things die, we not only get the tokens, but they also come back to our hand. There's this never ending cycle and churning out of cards that, you know, these legendaries are never going to stop hitting the battlefield. As long as we get everything online and going, it's very, very hard to stop that, you know, combination. And of course, we splashed in AO and Junji because they are such powerful legendary cards that when they die, they play also really well with the Radadrobic, because now we're going to get added benefit of when they die, they get to trigger a couple of effects for us and, you know, create copies of themselves. So you guys can start to see how the synergy is starting to build up here and how we built this thing. But of course, though, of course, we had to throw in Shieldred. Shieldred was just, you know, top of mind. This thing is a legendary card, 4/5. Everybody is playing this card in black. It's so powerful. Whenever we draw cards, you know, we're gaining life. Whenever our opponent draws cards, they're getting, you know, pinged for damage. So this thing had to be in the deck, of course. It was kind of our main win con and the main focus of the deck. And then lastly, I threw in Adeline. Adeline I thought would be pretty cool in this deck, because if we make a copy of this thing, you know, and we're spitting out 1/1s nonstop, there's always value to be had with Adeline. I thought it was a really good and powerful, you know, legendary card. And then from there, I knew I needed to put in some flex cards. This is where I kind of went wrong the first time. I added in a bunch of other legendary cards. I went with, you know, things like Thalia and threw in a couple of extra legendaries and didn't focus in on spells at all. I was like, let's just get creatures down early and make the whole deck creatures and just focus heavily on the synergy. But it didn't really pan out for us. It didn't work out so well. We kept getting, you know, beat pretty early because there weren't a lot of early game spells for us to have other than Thalia. So the rest of the deck, you know, curved out on 3 and beyond. And so I needed some cheap removal in this deck, and I found Rite of Oblivion, and I was like, you know what, that works really, really well because it's a 2-drop removal spell for almost anything. And if we sacrifice our own things, it's very helpful. And then of course I was like, I need a sweeper because it's still not enough. It's a 2-drop, that's great, but if our opponent, let's say, is playing mono red and they go curving out pretty nicely, you know, 1 2 3, we're in a lot of trouble at that point. So we're going to need an answer pretty quick. So we need a Path of Peril to be able to clean the board up pretty quickly on turn 3. And then from there, hopefully we can stabilize, get some creatures down, battle it out with the opponent, and then maybe drop another one late in the late game for 6, and then hopefully clean up the entire board. And then we splashed in, you know, 2 braids, you know, Frightful Return. This card was pretty cool. I've been wanting to check this card out for a while now, and I haven't had the right, you know, build around for it. But this one made a lot of sense because there's some sacrifice on this card, you know, returning things. It's really, really cool. And I thought this was a fine card to have, a fine card to have in this deck. I splashed in 2. And I also splashed in 2 of Kaya because these are the 2 cards where I was like, you know what, they sound like a lot of fun. They work really well with the deck, but they're a little niche, and you kind of need a perfect sort of scenario developing before you can get the value off of these. So Kaya, obviously the -2, creating extra zombie tokens, extra legendary creatures. I mean, that would be insane if we can get, like, you know, multiple braids, multiple Henrikas on the field. That would be so wild. Also, you know, clearly Shieldred, if we can get 2 or 3 of these down, it's a wrap. So the deck was fun, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm actually surprised at how well it performed. Again, the curve was my biggest problem and concern, but adding the Path of Peril, adding in the Rite of Oblivion really rounded out this deck nicely, and we were able to kind of stabilize against those a little bit quicker decks. But again, hope you enjoyed today's video, man. We're going to be obviously back here again tomorrow for another one, so stick around for that and hit that notification bell. But before I get out of here, as always, huge shout out goes to the Mardu Mob. If you guys don't know, the Mardu Mob is the membership program here on the channel, and I got to give a huge shout out to everyone who hits that join button, man, and joined up on the Mardu Mob, because it helps so much with the growth of this channel. And I gotta say my appreciation to them at the end of every video, and let them know how much I appreciate their patronage, and just, you know, thank you so much. That's all I can really say from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for everything you do for me, and it means the world. And if you guys also don't know, today, I believe when this video goes out, is going to be Wednesday, so it's going to be a live stream tonight here on YouTube, so check that out. It'll be at 5 p.m. MST, so check that out. I'm sorry, 6 p.m. Why did I say 5 p.m.? 6 p.m. MST. My bad. Don't show up at 5. We won't be here. Hit the notification bell, though, if you guys want to be notified when we go live, of course. And yeah, that'll conclude today's video, man. Hope to see you at the live stream tonight. If not, we'll see you back here tomorrow for another video. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man. Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.